Okay, so this is gonna be a tutorial on how to get your lighting set up with Maya and Arnold, and also how to check on your displacement when you're bringing your Megascan assets in here. So I'm gonna show you how to get it set up first with Quixel Bridge. I really love it. It's like the most incredible thing ever. It's really a game changer. But if you're having a hard time getting this set up for whatever reason, I'll also show you how to do it manually. So the first thing we need to do is we need to click on export and we need to copy the script and bring it over to Maya. So let's copy it, let's go to Maya, and then let's paste it into the script editor in a Python tab. So let's go ahead and paste that, and then let's press play. So once you get this MS Live link, you're good to go. So let's go to Bridge, and basically we're just going to import the LOD01. So let's export, and then that's it. It should be in here that easy. So now what we want to do is we want to create our lighting. So let's go to Arnold, Lights, Skydome. Cool. So now, let's go ahead and click our file. Let's go to filter type off. And let's go ahead and pick our HDR. So let's see, here we go. And I'm gonna go ahead and pick this greenhouse. Okay, so let's go to our Arnold render view. And it should be that easy really to get something set up, That's the beauty of Bridge, you get all your materials set up, and now we can kind of get this to a certain camera angle. Let's move Arnold up there. Okay. So cool. So basically I have my Arnold window open, and now we're going to be in the Hypershade. And let's see. Looks like we got our material right here. So what we want to look for is the rough range. We can tweak this right here by the output max and the output min to get different settings. So let's see. Let's bring that down to 0.8. Let's see. They do a specular one? No. So specular they left alone. But you can play with this range to kind of get settings that you want. And then what we'll do is we'll tweak the displacement. So first what we need to do is if you go to file, or what is it, window, toolbar icons, show debug shading icon, we can change it to make sure our displacement is working. Basic. Okay. And then let's turn this off and see what happens. So there you go. It wasn't strong enough. So let's make that 5. So that's a good way to check, You want to go to your basic. There's other ones you can check too. But yeah, that might have been a little bit too much. So let's just go to 2.8 since now we know it's there. And then we can finish this off by, let's put this back. Okay. Let's go ahead and stop it so it doesn't crash. Okay. So I lost the ability to move this, but we're going to work with it. So let's go to Arnold, Lights, and then let's create an area light really quick. Just do a little bit of look dev. So, okay. Let's move this up, scale it, rotate it close to where you want. Let's just leave it right there for a second. And then what we're going to want to do is change the exposure to like 15. So let's press play. Yeah, we getting any light from this? Let's change it to 18. There we go. Maybe too much. 16. Let's maybe give it a color. That might be too much, but let's just try yellow. Okay, change the intensity now. Okay. So now let's get framed up. And then we can create our camera. So view, create camera from view. And now we can click this little rectangle with a circle in it to frame up. Okay, let's change this to our new K-row. We might have to stop it. Okay. Restart it. So there's our angle. Okay. So that's basically it. I did that pretty fast. You know, I can do different breakdowns if you guys need me to. But that's how I would go about doing this with Bridge. So if that's not working for you guys, let's go ahead and delete this. Let me go back to my perspective panel, since now that we got that all set up. And then what you want to do is you want to open the folder with your assets. Okay. And let's go ahead and drag the LOD0. All right. So now let's go to the Hypershade. Let's clear everything out. And let's create a node Arnold standard surface. All right. Let's name this AI Rock. And let's assign it. So let's click the geometry, right click, see what it'll let me. Right click, assign material to viewport selection. Okay. And now let's drag our textures in. So let's come in here. Let's take the albedo. Let's take the cavity. Let's take the displacement EXR. The normal LOD0. We can take the bump as well. And then let's take the roughness and the specular. Take all those textures. Okay. So let's go ahead and start off with our albedo. So let's find it. Not that one. Here we go. And I'm basically just going to go ahead and just build this before rendering. So let's do the filter type off. And let's go ahead and just drag the out color to the base color. So now we have our albedo set up. Now let's go ahead and do our specular. So I'm going to do specular and then we're going to do a range on it. So let's go ahead and tab, range, out color to specular. Right, now let's get the roughness. And let's make sure that I make that off. And we're going to make the roughness raw. So let's turn this roughness raw. Okay, and then filter off. And then we want to create another range. Okay, and then a luminance because we want a value. So let's take the color from the range, put it into the value, get the out value, and put it into specular roughness. So, got that going. Let's go ahead and use this cavity first. What we can do, take this albedo in this cavity, and we can multiply them. So, and multiply. Okay. And you won't be able to control that as much, but hold on, let's just. So yeah, let's go ahead and just multiply those. And let's see what we get right there. Right at the bat. Okay, press play. Okay, so let's make sure that our roughness settings are correct. So Hypershade, roughness, 0.6. Actually, sorry. You want to do the min. Go up. There we go. 6. And then now let's play around with the roughness values. Okay, so let's go ahead and do 0.5, 0.6, We can make this one a little bit more shiny. Okay, so it looks like everything's good with that cavity multiplying. Let's see. So what we can do is we can get some AOVs set up. Let me pause this. Go to the AOVs. Let's get albedo. Yes. Let me go ahead and render that. So yeah, it looks fine. So let's go ahead and move on. So next thing is the normal. So let's go ahead and get the normal going. Let's turn this to raw. And let's turn off the filter. Let's go to geometry. And then what we want to do is we actually want to drag this. So, I mean, you can create the nodes here in the Hypershade, but it's easier just to middle mouse, click on your texture and drag it into bump mapping, and it will create the node for you, bump 2D. And then just change that to change its face, normals. So let's get that working. So that looks good. Hey guys, I forgot to mention when I was setting up the normal map that you want to actually go to the bump 2D node and make sure that flip G channel is unchecked. So let me show you. If you flip the screen channel, you'll get different results. So when I was doing the tutorial, I forgot to flip it. So that might explain why you might have a different looking result. Just make sure that that is unchecked. Okay, so also another thing. Instead of just using the bump 2D and dealing with that problem, I should have just done the AI normal node. So let's go to tab AI. Shoot, let's just type in normal. AI normal map. Okay, and so let's go ahead and delete this bump node, and then let's do the out color to here. Input, tangent space, everything looks good. Okay, and then that needs to go into geometry, bump mapping. So let's middle mouse drag. Okay, that should be all connected. Actually, it didn't get connected, so hold on. You actually have to do it in the Hypershade. So out value to normal camera. So now we should be all connected. Okay, cool. So yeah, sorry about that, guys. So let's go ahead and do our displacement now. So let's take this displacement. So I'll do a tutorial to explain displacement a little bit more in depth, but for the most part, you want to connect your displacement to the shading group, and the shading group is connected to the geometry that you have your material connected to. So basically, you can access it through what your material is connected to, which is right here, or you can go to your geometry and you can also access it. Where is it? Right here. So you can go both ways, but basically, you want to go to the shading group and then you want to middle mouse drag. Again, you can create the displacement shader right here, but this is so much easier just to middle mouse drag and go to the displacement material slot of the shading group. Okay, so it'll create your displacement shader for you, which is important. And raw, let's turn the filter to box. Okay, and so now what we need to do is we need to go to the object and we need to do the final Arnold geometry settings for displacement. So in order to do that, you need to go to the shape node, which you click on the object and it's in the attribute editor. Go to shape, and then basically in the Arnold section, scroll down, subdivision, type, Cat Clark. Let's give it 3 subdivision levels. All right. Let's change the bounds to 1 or 2. You can play around with it. Height 1, scalar 0, value 0.5. So let's go ahead and press play. Now let's go to basic, and then let's make sure that this is showing by, let's go to press 5. So we got it to come on. So you can see it's kind of inflating a little bit, but not too much. We can change the settings by just going to 0.4 scale. Let's see, it goes out, so it's my bad. It's the other direction, so 0.6. Okay. So that might have been too much. I'm just gonna stay with 5. I'm feeling pretty confident with that, and just toning down the intensity because I'm going to turn on auto bump, and that should give me a little bit more detail. And then there you have it. So I think I have a little bit too much reflection going on. Let's change the roughness range. And it also might be because I made this raw. Let's go ahead and just see if it looks any better if I change this to sRGB. Okay, so it just kind of made it a little bit stronger. It's up to you. I'm just gonna go ahead and just tone this down or up. Okay. And then maybe we can increase this normal intensity just a little bit. And then yeah, let's go ahead and take off this this cavity and see if that's making a difference. Wanted to see. So it's making it a little bit darker. I'm gonna go ahead and take it off. I'll do another tutorial on kind of multiplying multiple textures and stuff like that. For right now, I'm just gonna keep it simple. Um, but yeah, this is just a quick demo of using Megascans with Bridge, and I really think you guys should get that set up because it really makes things so easy. Like I can get scenes set up so fast now with that, and yeah, it's just a game changer. It's just a new way of moving assets. So I'm gonna do more tutorials on Megascans. I want to show how to get into the game engine, even some foliage tutorials. So ask me questions or let me know if you guys have any suggestions on a tutorial I should do next. Okay, so that's basically it, guys. Until next time.